Hello and welcome into LMU Community TV News. I'm Adam Haley. Staff and faculty at Lincoln Memorial gathered Wednesday afternoon to view the Rail Splitters' Elite Eight victory over Barry University. The party was held at the LMU Student Center for faculty and staff who remained on campus during the annual spring break. A lively group of approximately 50 fans cheered on the Rail Splitters as they advanced to the Final Four. Monday Night Sports Talk's Clay Stanifer will have game details later in today's sports report. One northbound lane of Interstate 75 has reopened. The Tennessee Department of Transportation reopened one northbound lane today at exit 134 in Jacksboro. The second lane is scheduled to reopen in the coming week. Northbound and southbound lanes of Interstate 75 were closed due to a rock slide on February 28th. As a result, traffic was being diverted off the interstate to State Road 63 and State Road 25. This has resulted in increased traffic through Claiborne, Campbell, and Bell counties. With the northbound lane reopening, traffic on 63 East coming through the valley and traffic on 25 through Middlesboro and Harrogate should start returning to normal levels. Tennessee Senator Lamar Alexander was in Tazewell Tuesday announcing another expansion project at DTR Industries in Tazewell. He spoke to local business leaders about the economic impact of DTR's expansion.
A lot of Americans are worried about losing their jobs. In Claiborne County today, people are thinking about whether they're one of 60 or 80 people who will be getting a new job, and 800 people here and 900 people in Greene County are grateful for the good jobs they have. And when we think about the $30 million you talked about that is spent here, that goes through every part of the community, every part of the county. Everyone here knows that. So we're deeply grateful to you for that. I know in many parts of America, including Tennessee, some people are worried about losing their jobs. In Claiborne County, the exciting news is there are some new jobs from an excellent company that's been here and is likely to provide more in the future.
For more information about employment opportunities, contact DTR Industries. Law enforcement agencies from around the tri-state area met at Lincoln Memorial University with representative of the Governor's Highway Safety Council to discuss initiatives to make our roads safe. Steve Dillard from the Governor's office spoke about how the state is working with local agencies to reduce the fatality rate on Tennessee's roads.
We're here with Steve Dillard this morning, and this is the Governor's Highway Safety Council meeting on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. It is being sponsored by the Lincoln Memorial University Police and Safety Department here. Mr. Dillard, could you tell us what the program is all about and why you're all here?
Sure. Today we've come together. There's about 8 agencies that are represented, as well as the Tennessee Highway Patrol and the Virginia State Police. We're coming together to talk a little bit about some of the enforcement activities and educational activities that we'll be conducting as spring comes in and as we start preparing for the summer weather. We were going to talk a little bit about our seatbelt usage rate and how to encourage our agencies to work with their community and trying to get people to wear their seatbelts and to obey the law on that. And hopefully we'll come up with some plans and some activities this summer that will hopefully save our people's lives on the roadways and hopefully to get our seatbelt use a little higher than where it is right now.
The meeting was hosted by LMU Chief of Police and Safety, Cesar Gracia.
Chief, could you tell us why Lincoln Memorial is hosting this event?
The location where we're at right now, where we're in the tri-state area, it's a great opportunity for us to bring to the attention of the importance of seatbelt awareness. And so we partnered up with the state of Virginia, state of Kentucky, of course, Tennessee, and the local agencies to host this event, which allows us to get the message out to the bigger communities out there.
Seatbelt safety is a nationwide problem. How are we combating it here on campus? I know a lot of students say, well, I'm just jumping in the car and going up to the math and science building, and they don't buckle up. How do we get students to start buckling up here on campus?
That's part of one of the main reasons of this program. Now we'll be able to put the events on Pathway, advise them that this SAFE campaign is in effect. We'll initially begin with, we'll stop them and it'll be just a verbal warning, so to speak, make certain wear your seatbelt, because the key thing at the end of the day, we want to make certain that they're safe. They're able to get not only around campus, but when they step off campus. So this is a great time to kick that off, get the message out to them, and hopefully help us save.
According to Dillard, the focus of the meeting was to bring attention to causes of accidents and fatalities in Tennessee and the tri-state area. Tazewell, New Tazewell, Lee County, Virginia, the National Park Service, Claiborne County, and LMU participated, along with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, Virginia State Police, Kentucky State Police, and the Greene County Sheriff's Office. Heard the wail of a siren Wednesday afternoon. It was the Lincoln Memorial Police and Safety Department testing its warning siren safety. Safety and Security Officer Jamie Snow explains the testing process.
We have the siren on top of the arena, which notifies pretty much all of our campus and even some of Harrogate. We're also testing our access controls, so if we were to have a lockdown for an active shooter or something like that, we're testing, make sure that all of our emergency equipment and notifications are working. Well, we have our officers positioned out to make sure for our lockdown mode that all of our access controls, they're all functioning properly and are working as they should in case of an emergency. And also, we also send them out when we do the siren to make sure some buildings, you know, they have hall after hall, they're kind of in the interior of a building, and so it's hard for them to hear, but we'll make sure that, you know, notification goes out. We also use E2 Campus, which if they can't hear the siren, they will be notified that way. We usually do it in the spring. We try not to disrupt classes and everything too much, so we will do one during the summer when classes aren't in full session with the undergrads and everything, and then we're doing it here during spring break when the classes aren't full, so we try not to disrupt the academic progress as much as we can.
Now stay tuned to LMU Community TV News for information on future tests. Now, coming up after the break, we'll tell you about an event coming up at the Cumberland Gap National Park. Stay with us here on LMU Community TV News.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Dare you. Dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher. Or a reality TV star.
Dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life? Make me excited about science like you?
Have a career that really means something?
Do it.
I dare you.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Welcome back. The proposed expansion of the Claiborne County Jail continues to be a hot topic. Last week, county resident Joe Brooks presented petitions with approximately 4,500 signatures asking that the jail expansion project be placed on the ballot for a vote. The county board and sheriff have proposed expanding the current facility to house overflow prisoners from neighboring counties. The cost of the expansion would be over $30 million. Funds for the expansion would come through bond issues. 1,600 signatures need to be verified as registered voters in Claiborne County for the issue to be placed on either an August or November ballot. The Cumberland Gap National Historical Park will kick off a special weekend of events April 9th through the 11th to commemorate the release of the 32nd quarter in the America, the Beautiful Quarter program. The weekend, titled An American Memoir, will explore American values of the past, present, and future in 3 frontier areas. Park staff will be hosting over 200 local school children during the weekend. The program is part of a larger celebration marking the National Park Service centennial. For more information, you can call 606-248-2817. The start of spring is a special time on the Lincoln Memorial Campus. Spring sports are in full gear, trees and flowers are blooming, and it marks the annual arrival of students and the Kanto program. Each year, approximately 75 students from Japan arrive on campus to participate in the Kanto Exchange program. The students in this cultural exchange will participate in classes at the J. Frank White Academy until May 13th. The LMU Kanto program has been in existence since 1977. Now, coming up after the break, Clay Stanifer will be here to update you on LMU athletics. Stay tuned for more LMU Community TV news.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back. The top-ranked Rail Splitters men's basketball team opened up the Elite 8 round Wednesday afternoon with Sunshine State Conference champion Barry University. The Buccaneers took the lead early and led for the majority of the first half. Barry was up by 11 with 5 minutes left in the half when the Rail Splitters were on a 15-0 run to go up into halftime 42-38. The Buccaneers battled in the second half, taking what was at one point a 10-point deficit and trimming it down to 3 with less than 10 minutes to go. That would, however, be the closest they would get, as LMU responded with a 17-0 run to go up by 20 points. The Rail Splitters would cruise from there to punch their ticket for the first Final Four, defeating Barry 93-75. Emmanuel Terry led LMU with 20 points and 10 rebounds, while Laquan Choice added 17 points. Curtis McMillian came off the bench for a double-double, 11 points and 11 rebounds. The Rail Splitters will face West Liberty in the Final Four on Thursday night at 7 p.m. It will be a battle of the 2 winningest active coaches by percentage in Division II. Josh Schertz has won 81.5% of the games he has coached, while West Liberty's coach Jim Crutchfield has won 85.5%. LMU Sports Network's coverage will start at 6:30 on 91.3 FM, and CBS Sports Network will have television coverage. The winner will move on to Saturday's national championship against the winner of Augustana and West Oregon. The LMU women's lacrosse team traveled to nearby Pikeville, Kentucky last Monday for a non-conference game with Pikeville. Jasmine Click got the Lady Rail Splitters on board 21 seconds in. That goal started an 11-0 run to complete the first half. Shelby Campbell would add 3 goals for Pikeville in the second half, but the damage was done, and LMU picked up their 3rd win of the season, 14-4. Click finished with 3 goals, while Emma Moss, Brieza James, and Jenny Scorling each had 2 goals. The ladies will now hit the road this weekend when they travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to take on Queens. The LMU beach volleyball team continued their spring break road trip in Babson Park, Florida on Tuesday when they faced Weber International in a doubleheader. The first match was a historic one for LMU as they not only picked up their first set win, they also picked up their first match win, defeating Weber 3-2. The teams of Abby Cash and Brooke Fleeman, Samantha Cash and Erica Whitaker, and Jordan Green and Ferdinand Miasi all picked up their games. The second match of the day would also be decided 3-2, but this time it was Weber International picking up the win. The teams of Green and Miasi, as well as Kiera Holland and Peyton McDaniel, won for LMU. On Wednesday, they moved over to St. Petersburg, Florida for a doubleheader with Eckerd. Match 1 went to Eckerd 4-1, with LMU's lone winner being Cash and Whitaker. The second match of the day also went the way of Eckerd by a score on 1-4. Only this time it was Miasu and Green who picked up the solo victory. The ladies will continue their trip over the weekend when they participate in the GSU Slam against UNC Wilmington, Georgia State, Louisiana Monroe, and Eckerd. The LMU baseball team traveled to Rome, Georgia Wednesday to complete a home and away with Shorter University. The Rail Splitters put 2 runs across in the first and 2 more in the second to take an early 4-0 lead. The Hawks scored twice in the bottom of the second to make it close, but they could not keep up LMU from the plate more runs. The Rail Splitters added more runs, defeat between the 3rd and 5th inning on their way to a 14-3 victory. Pete Pratty picked up his first win of the season, going 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 3 runs, while striking out 2. LMU will stay out of conference this weekend when they host Davis and Elkins to Lamar Hennon Field for a 3-game set that starts on Friday. The LMU softball team was also in action Wednesday on the road in Anderson, South Carolina against the Trojans. Game 1 saw Anderson take the lead in the first on a Madison Bivens RBI single. The Trojans' Rachel Bearfield and LMU Brianna Taylor each homered in the bottom of the 4th and top of the 5th, respectively. Trailing by 2, LMU tried to make a comeback in the top of the 7th. Becca Burchett hit a home run to make the deficit 1, but LMU could not get another run and lost 4-3. Taylor took the loss, going 6 innings, allowing 9 hits, 4 runs, and striking out 2. Game 2 saw more defense as neither team scored until the 4th inning. Allie Jones put LMU in the lead after a solo home run, but it was Anderson who exploded for 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th to take the lead for good. Jennifer Moose hit a home run in the 7th, but LMU once again fell short, losing 3-2. Samantha Smith took the loss for LMU, going 4 1/3 innings, allowing 6 hits, 3 runs, but only 1 earned run while striking out 2. LMU will be back home this weekend when they play host to Coker College on Saturday. First pitch is scheduled for 2 p.m., and the LMU Sports Network will have live video coverage online at lmurailsplitters.com. That's all for sports this weekend, but stay tuned. Joseph Lewis will be here after the break to let you know about movies being released to the big screen when we return to LMU Community TV News.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Coming to theaters this week, after years of build-up and anticipation, is Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Director Zack Snyder's follow-up to 2013's Superman origin story Man of Steel, and the second installment in Warner and DC's planned extended universe of movies. Following the destructive events of the previous film, Batman travels from Gotham to Metropolis with his sights set on putting the all-powerful Superman in check. Henry Cavill reprises the role of Superman and his demure alter ego Clark Kent, while Ben Affleck makes his debut as the Caped Crusader and Playboy Bruce Wayne. Amy Adams returns as Lois Lane alongside Lawrence Fishburne as Daily Planet editor-in-chief Perry White, as well as Diane Lane as Martha Kent, Clark's mother by adoption. Rounding out the cast are Jesse Eisenberg as megalomaniacal villain Lex Luthor, the inimitable Jeremy Irons as Bruce Wayne's butler and confidant Alfred Pennyworth, Gal Gadot in her first appearance as Diana Prince, aka Wonder Woman, and Oh Brother Where Art Thou's Holly Hunter as a United States Senator who gets wrapped up in the heroes' brewing conflict. With other DC releases including Suicide Squad and a solo Wonder Woman film on the horizon, the success or failure of this entry into their big screen canon will give audiences a taste of what they have to look forward to over the next several years at the multiplex. Also new to theaters this week, and considerably more modest in scale and ambition, is My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, a 14 years later sequel to the sleeper hit from 2002, which went on to become one of the most financially successful independent films and romantic comedies of all time. Writer Nia Vardalos returns to provide the screenplay and to reprise her leading role as Tula, the put-upon daughter of a very Greek family gearing up for yet another elaborate wedding in the same tradition. Waking Ned Devine's Kirk Jones takes over for director Joel Zwick behind the camera, and most of the original cast will be featured, including Sex and the City's John Corbett and former NSYNC member Joey Fatone. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 can be seen in theaters nationwide starting this Friday, March 25th, and as always, but especially in this case, be sure to check your local listings for special Thursday night screenings in the area. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
Ma.
new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Again, we want to remind you, Lincoln Memorial's men's basketball team, they take on West Liberty Thursday evening, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 91.3 FM WLMU. Rusty Peace will have that call with pregame coverage starting at 6:30. If you'd like to watch the game, it'll be on CBS Sports Network starting at 7 o'clock. Check your local listings to make sure you have the channel. In the event the Rail Splitters defeat West Liberty, they'll move on to Saturday, where they'll take on the winner of Western Oregon against Augustana. That game will start at 3 o'clock on Saturday Eastern. That game will be televised by CBS. And again, pregame coverage on 91.3 WLMU should start around 2:30 with Rusty Peace live from Frisco, Texas. Go Rail Splitters. That's all we can say about that. All 4 teams left in the Final Four have been #1 at one point during this season. And with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of LMU Community TV News. I'm Adam Haley. Enjoy your Easter weekend, and we'll see you next week.